Okay, this is just riding Frodo. He's only just gotten on him, so he hasn't been warmed up or anything. Can you hear your finches?
Yeah.
A bit of dust on the lungs. That's Rusty, Frodo's best mate. Long leg. Okay, now she's just ridden him walk, trot and canter. Just show them how you would take up a soft heel so that you can teach them to collect properly. Good boy. As soon as he drops, you release.
Why does he always do this?
He loves to do this. Does it every time they ride. Just about bows while he's cleaning his face. Alright, back to work, Mr. Frodo Baggins. Okay, try and get in the correct position. Watch Jess's hands. It's no seesawing, it's just taking up a feel of the reins gently with your fingers. As soon as he gives to the bit, you release. There we go. And that is how you teach them to collect, without holding onto them and making them heavy in front. Good boy. And you slowly go from doing that hundreds of times at the standstill to asking them to walk off. So you take up a soft feel. See if you can hold it for a second. And then walk off and release. And eventually they will learn to hold their head there. There is no easy way of teaching collection without cheating and pulling the head in, which far too many people do. Good. Horses learn by reward. And if you just take up a hold it and don't give back to them, there's no reward, so there's no incentive for them to try for you, and they'll eventually become heavier and heavier. Everything will be in the forefront of them, on the forehand, and you'll end up with a heavy horse and a hard mouth. And then people go to bigger and harder bits to try and hold their head in, and so on and so forth. And eventually resort to pellums and double bridles, and it's not fair on the horse. This is only his second lesson, and learning to give to a soft feel, and you can see he's coming along really well. Good boy. Good lad. So she took up a soft feel and then asked for a stop. Very important. Eventually you'll get a soft feel and you'll walk off, and then he'll hold a soft feel and then he'll stop on a soft feel. Good lad. Okay, now can you show them how to flex first without moving, and then turn it into flexion and hindquarters? So right now she's just asking for soft feel on the reins, just for flexion, gently taking up the rein. Everything is done slowly with the horse's mouth in mind. You can see she just takes it up, gently squeezes on the rein, waits for him to give. At the moment he's just hanging. Wait for that head to just give. What can you see, Mr. Frodo Baggins? There we go. It's not too bad. He's still flexing quite nicely. Good. And this you can never do too much. If you can get control of the horse's head and then connect it to the feet, you'll have a good horse. Okay, now she's just going to hold. He's given to a soft feel and he's moved his hind straight away. You don't use leg, nothing else. Just pick up that rein Same as on the video on the ground. Take up flexion and hold. And wait for those feet to move. Don't be tempted to use your leg to move the hinds, because then it's defeating the purpose of getting them to think. I'll see if I can get round to the side so that you can see. And he did it. Alright, let's wait for this side then. And whatever you do, don't take up a feel and allow them to move around. You take it up, wait for them to stand still, think about what they're doing, and move the hinds. She waited for him then to give. He was just holding on to the bridle then without a nice soft feel. So it's important, you don't want them to hang on it and then move the hindquarters. You want them to give a soft feel, then hold it, and wait for the hind end to move. And again he did it away from the camera. Let's see if we can do it this way, Jess. I'll try and get into position first. Just wait in case he spins around. You little brat. Yes, he's a bit camera proud happy, aren't you, mate? Look at the best side of me, not my bum. Okay, so she takes up a gentle feel. Yep. Gets him to turn nice and softly, then holds, and the hind end moves. Now she's just asking for flexion, so she'll ask for a soft feel, and as soon as he gives, she'll give it straight back to him. This is making them think. Not every time you turn that head does it mean move. And this is the importance of giving straight away. So as soon as he comes around on a soft feel on that flexion, she'll give straight back to him. And if she was moving the hinds, she would take up that soft feel, wait for him to flex softly, then hold and wait for the back legs to move. Two different exercises. Now she's holding, waiting for those hind end to move. Good. No, it doesn't take them long to figure it out. If you can connect that rein to those hind feet, you can disengage those hindquarters if you get in trouble, you feel like your horse is not listening to you or getting ready to take off. You can take up that bend and flexion and hold and disengage the hindquarters and take the power out of the engine. But again, you never want to rip their head around. Recipe for disaster if you're at a flat out gallop. Hey? Okay, now she's going to turn it into a one rein stop at the walk. So she'll be walking along. And for argument's sake, he's starting to get naughty. She reaches forward, takes up that rein, and see how quick and easy that is to take the hindquarters out of the way. Then she just rubs him to a stop and keeps that head there. We'll do it again. Watch her hands. She'll reach down for the rein, then gently turn the head, take the power out of the engine and hold the head there and rub his backside while he stops. Of course, it's not going to look as elegant as that if your horse is panicking. It's alright, Mr. Rusty, we'll bring him back in a minute. Reaches forward, picks up that rein, disengages the hind end and rubs. And the head is still, missed it, but the head was still turned around and flexed. It's important just to keep them in that flexed position and their hind end disengaged until they settle and listen to you. And if you've got a horse that's all uptight, this is what you need to do, walk forward. Okay, the horse is getting all uptight. The horse is uptight, Frodo, not that you get uptight. Disengage the hind end and walk off. This will start them. Just do it like disengage the hind end and then walk straight off again. So if you've got a horse that's just not quite listening to you or their mind's on something else, you're walking along, disengage the hinds and walk off the other way. And reach forward, disengage the hinds and walk forward again. Reach forward, disengage the hinds. Frodo's going, but I haven't done anything wrong. This is a good exercise to practice on your horse before you get in trouble. There's no point in trying to do it after you get in trouble and expecting the horse to understand what you're wanting it to do. It's safety measure number one if you don't learn anything else. This will also make a horse that's very jig-joggy and going fast, it will slow their feet down so that you can get them going nice and slowly, whereas Frodo, he'll just end up going to sleep if we do it too much. So Jackie, I hope that helps show you what to do with Mr. Legolas. Get Lara to practice just this exercise, go over and over. He knows how to do it already, so Lara shouldn't have any trouble, but it's just for Lara's safety. Yep. If you didn't see Jessica's hand, she reaches right down, nice and slowly, because as you're doing that, you're already preparing your horse for what you want it to do. Don't just all of a sudden grab the rein and pull their head around. That's unfair to the horse. Especially when you're teaching it. Different if you're in a situation where it could be unsafe, then you need to reach around quickly. But when you're teaching them this exercise, give them every opportunity to know what you're going to do. Come on, Mr. Baggins. Haven't been working long. Okay, Jesse's just going to do it at the trot now. We haven't got much left of the video. It's going to stop in 1 minute. Okay. So he reaches around and pulls them to a stop. Lara, if he starts jig-jogging with you, this is what you need to do. Take the power out of the engine. And it's as simple as that. And keep them going around if they're not coming around on a soft feel. And he's doing this really well, so we can't just keep him going around because that's not rewarding him. But if your horse is not responding, take up that soft feel, get them to disengage, and just hold. Some horses will just keep going round and round and round in circles, so you reach back, just touch them on the bum, give them a scratch and tell them it's all okay. Controlling the feet, that's what it's all about. Good boy. Okay, I hope this helps.